All right, howdy, and welcome to the new webinar by roofingsites.com. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. This is the new SEO rules, right? How Google has changed the rules on us yet again. And of course, they do that all the time. They continually change. So there's no secret to that. They actually change on average about 600 something times per year. There are typically 4 to 5 major algorithm changes. We're going to go over a lot of things and some of the basics of SEO, what I know of in my past experience of 23 years, I think, in doing search engine optimization. My name is Chris Hunter. I am the Chief Marketing Officer of roofingsites.com. We put on webinars like this once a month just to share our knowledge within the roofing industry to help you out. Okay. All right. So let's talk about these new SEO rules. I would like to share a little story, okay? I first started doing search engine optimization a really, really long time ago, all right? In 1998, I ranked my first website, okay? So that really, really dates me. It was actually ranked on yahoo.com, not Google, because Google didn't really exist. When Google came around, I started paying a little bit more attention to that, and I ranked that website. I ranked my freelance website. I was a freelance web designer at that time, and I wanted to beat my competition online. Now, when I got out of the Air Force and started my business, that was the first thing that I did when I moved here to College Station, Texas. That's where we're based out of. The first order of business was to create a website and outrank my competition. Okay. So I looked at what they did, generally what they were doing on their site, and just basically outdid them. It took about 6 months or so, and I was able to outrank them. And I started getting leads in. Okay. So that was pretty cool. Now I sat back and I said, you know what? If I can rank one website, what's to keep me from ranking another one, building another website and ranking that? I did that. And about 6 months later after that, we started ranking for that website. Okay. And really, I just kept kind of doing that and wash, rinse, repeat kind of a thing until I had completely driven my competition 100% off of the front page. Right. And something magical happened when that happened. I started getting a lot of phone calls and we started selling a lot of websites. Okay. And the funny thing is that when I got calls, they would be like, didn't I just talk to you? Because they were just simply going down the list inside of Google, right, and calling the next company. And they were calling and getting me. And so they kept saying, didn't I just talk to you? And I'm like, yes, let's do for you what we've done for us. Okay. So what we're going to go over today is exactly what I did back then and really how we've adjusted to what we do now. Okay. Because it's more important to do what's right for Google now. This is what we're going to cover. Okay. How to get them ranked for most profitable keywords. Number 2, how to build authority to your website. And more important, to the pages on your website, how to build relevant links that move the needle inside of Google. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a link to our internal SEO checklist. Okay. Super important kind of thing, stuff to do. And then if we have time, I really, really hope we have some time on this and I don't talk too much. We're going to audit a few websites. Okay. Oh, and by the way, congratulations to you for showing up to this webinar, because here's the deal. And I've been hammering this for the past couple of webinars, is that it is super important to work on your business and not get stuck in the day-to-day stuff in your business. Okay. So by being here today, by actually showing up, right, it's super important. So congratulations to you. You are currently right now working on your business. So that's really good. All right. So who am I? My name is Chris Hunter. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of roofingsites.com. We are based in College Station, Texas. I am the father of 3. You can see the 3 children that I have here along with my wife. I have an Eagle Scout. That's the one in the middle. He is about to graduate high school and head off to college. The Scout on the far right there is Matthew, and he is about to become an Eagle Scout himself. He's really, really close. And then Emma, our youngest, right in the middle. So I started search engine optimization in 1998. I've been doing this a really, really long time. And really, Google has changed, but not a whole heck of a lot. Okay. I'm on a mission to double the size of 100 roofing companies by 2028. And a random fact about me, I rode my bike from Bryan, College Station. This is College Station, Texas, right here, to Washington, D.C. in 2012 to raise money and awareness for pancreatic cancer, which is what my father passed from in 2009. That was a grueling bike ride. It was solo. I did have my father-in-law went along with me as my support and gear. Let's talk real quick about the 4R Roofer marketing system. What is this? This is an evergreen system that I have built over the past 20 years of digital marketing. Okay. This is something that, and I say it's an evergreen system because as stuff stops working in one of the 4 pillars, okay, we simply replace it with something that is working. Okay. So the 4 pillars are simple. Reputation, right? Your reputation is your very base of everything in front of more people today than knew about you yesterday. Resell, well, you're 8 times more likely to resell to somebody who has purchased from you before, but yet no roofing companies actually have a system for this, okay? And referral. Most businesses are built off of referrals, but yet as a company scales, right, as they get bigger, it's really, really hard to keep that referral system kind of going, all right? But we have figured out all of the things in each one of these pillars for our roofers. And what we're going to talk about today is just a small portion of that search engine optimization, okay? Getting ranked on Google. So why should you rank, right? I talked about it earlier, but Google really is the most important thing out there right now still, and has been for the past 20 years. Sure, there are other things like, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn and all of those things. And I'm not saying that those things are not important, but I'm a huge believer in the 80-20 rule, right? Pareto's law, that 20% of your efforts are going to result in 80% of your revenue, okay? Or results. And in this case, search engine optimization and ranking on Google is the most important thing that you can put into place for your business for the long term. Ads are quick and easy, but they don't produce the same results that being ranked on Google does organically. Let's talk about this next thing, right? I run across roofers all the time that still advertise in the yellow pages. This phone, right? This $1,000 machine that sits in everybody's pocket has completely replaced the yellow pages. When I first went into business, yellow pages, every single person that I talked with, at the Chamber of Commerce or whatever, they're like, oh, well, I'm advertising in the yellow pages. I don't need, to be ranked. But yet over the years, right, I noticed how more important and more emphasis that Google was getting, and where the leads, where the phone calls were coming from. And really fast forward to about, 2015, I think. Okay. And I had a client of mine who was just adamant. He was adamant about that the yellow pages were where his leads were coming from. I said, okay, well, let's put your money where your mouth is. I'm going to bet you $100 that SEO is outperforming your yellow pages ads in 1 year's time. Okay. I could track the leads coming in from search engine optimization, right? That was easy. What was harder was trying to figure out the yellow pages. So here's what we did. I gave my client a tracking number to put in his yellow page ads. Okay. And a tracking number is just simply something that sits in between your phone and everything else. Okay. So if you put a phone number inside of, the yellow pages or a billboard or whatever, right, then you can track how many phone calls that you got at the end of whatever period of time that you're looking at. In this case, it was a year because that's, back then the yellow page guys would come, the salespeople, right, would come by and try to talk you into spending more every year. Okay. So this client did this and he got back with me right after that year. And I said, okay, how many phone calls do you think that you got? Right. And he's like, oh, I don't know, probably 2,000 or 3,000, phone calls. So I showed him the exact stats on it. He had zero phone calls in 1 year, 0 phone calls. And you know how much he was spending? He was spending $6,000 per month with the yellow pages in his area. So he's totally threw out the window $72,000 that he could easily apply towards Google ads. He could apply towards search engine optimization. And really that's what that was a prime example there of that the yellow pages are completely dead. So let's talk about proof. And I'm going to go through this super, super quick. Here are a few screenshots of some of the things that are rankings, right, of what we got for our clients as well as ourselves right now. I took these this morning. Okay. So in this case, this client has in first place, they have 2,111 keywords, right? Basically landing pages. And grand total on first page is 3,149, right? Pretty cool, right? And by the way, most SEO companies will give you 10 to 20, okay? And think that that's good, all right? Most of our clients we start at 400 and we move upwards from there every single quarter, and we keep building and building and building. Okay, so in this case, 1,748 in the first place of Google. And on the first page over on the right, you're going to notice 2,693. In this case, it was 1,561 in first place. And on the first page, 2,537. Okay. 985 in the first place and 1,294 in the first page. Okay. So how do you get results like this? All right. So this is exactly what we're going to talk about here. All right. And this is the fun part. I'm an SEO geek. Obviously, I've been doing it a long time. And the reason that I showed those results was to illustrate that, what we do works, and it's worked for the past 20 years, really. Our recipe has not changed a whole lot, okay, in that amount of time, but we do have to make tweaks to it here and there, okay, because Google does change all the time. Okay. So let's talk about EAT, okay? EAT was an acronym that was put out by Google, I don't know, maybe about a couple of years ago. And it was EAT. And they talk about it all the time. If you want to rank on Google, you need to have expertise. That's the first E. And I'll get to that top one here in a second. Okay. Expertise. A is authority. And T is trustworthiness. Okay. And expertise is simple. Are you an expert in your area? A, authority. Do you have authoritative links coming back to your website, right? And that's really what it comes down to. And T, for trustworthiness, are those links trustworthy? Is your website trustworthy, right? So if you get those three things right, you're pretty much going to outrank your competition, okay? The fourth one, E, the first E for experience, this is new. This is something that was first introduced, I don't know, maybe at this point about 5-6 months ago by Google. And this came out with the helpful content update, that algorithm change that happened at the beginning of the year, end of the year timeframe. Okay, so experience means simply how is your experience on the website? Okay, are they actually engaging with your content or not? And if they are, Google's going to reward you a little bit. Okay, so these are the 4 main areas that we need to concentrate on here. Okay. Now, the brand new thing to all of this now is what we're going to talk about next. AI, artificial intelligence. Okay. Google has been working on this for years and years and years, right? This was, introduced really 2-3 years ago that they had an artificial intelligence factor behind their algorithm. Okay. There's still all sorts of things, that matter. Things like, backlinks, things like the trustworthy of those backlinks, the all sorts of different factors, right? If you talk to any SEO, you're going to get about 10 different stories of what all the factors are. However, AI has come along and it's kind of changing the scene. They have an AI engine back behind everything. And in fact, if you paid attention to the news, you'll notice that Google laid off for the first time ever. They laid off thousands of people, right? And in the SEO industry, we think that is possibly because of this AI, right? Yes, the economy factors into a lot of things, but they're printing their own money with Google Ads, right? With the whole Google Ads engine, they could continue funding all of these people pretty easily. However, I think that with artificial intelligence being more and more prevalent in our society and in marketing and in search engine optimization, things have changed a little bit. Okay. So what do we know about that right now? Not much, honestly. Google always holds a lot of things back. They don't tell us everything. And in fact, a lot of the stuff that they tell us is, in my mind, misinformation. Okay. Things like black hat and white hat and and things like, that we shouldn't worry about disavowing, links and stuff like that. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that they tell us, the community, right? The SEO community. And I think it throws a lot of people off because they're not truly testing these things. They're not truly testing everything. So we're testing artificial intelligence right now. I did a webinar last month about it. You can go to YouTube and go watch that webinar if you want to. But we're using AI here at roofingsites.com. Okay. We use it to speed up our processes. We use it to help us with certain things. Should you use AI to write blog articles or landing pages? No, I would not do that at this point, right? And the reason I say that is because I was around in 2012 and 2011 when the major algorithm changes came, Penguin and Panda, right? Those things came along and shook up the entire industry. And I'm seeing now what happened back then, meaning that people are going out and they're using ChatGPT to write articles. Okay. ChatGPT, however, it leaves a signature. Okay. And it's an easily identifiable signature, especially by another artificial intelligence being, right? Or software, whatever you want to call it. Okay. It can easily figure out that this is AI written content. Eventually, and this is my prediction, eventually Google's going to slap all of that from happening. Okay. They want content that is helpful. All right. First of all, to your visitors, they want content that is meaningful. And sometimes when you have ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools write something for you, it doesn't always come out the best. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that there. We do use ChatGPT. We do use all sorts of other AI tools, but we are not using it to write blogs or landing pages themselves. Okay. And I'm just going to leave that there. Okay. So let's talk about my recipe, right? This is the roofing ranking machine. This is my recipe of what has worked over the past 20 plus years for ranking websites. First starts right here with landing pages. Okay. The very first thing that you should do is create landing pages on your website. We use, if you notice, WordPress, and that's simply because WordPress is the most popular content management system out there. It's really popular, by the way, with Google because Google themselves, right, the parent company of Google, right, Alpha, I think is their name. They have invested into Automatic, which is the parent company of WordPress. That should tell you something right there of what you should use. Should it be Squarespace, Wix, or WordPress? Definitely WordPress, in my opinion. Okay. So we build every website off of WordPress. We build landing pages, and then we start adding blog articles, right, on a monthly basis. For all of our clients, they get 4 of these every single month. And here's why. So inside of this article, we have links that go to various landing pages. Okay. And then when we write the blog and we share it out to the socials, okay, to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google business profile, all of those things, what it does, and I'm going to draw this out here. I'm a horrible drawer with my mouse, so bear with me. This is supposed to be a spider. Here we go. Here's 2 eyes and a mouth. And I know they got way more eyes than that. Anyways, so what happens is that the search engine spiders will find that content. All right. Twitter right now is hooked directly into Google, and they have been for the past, 6, 7 years. So what happens is that when we share this and we share it to Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, we're giving it all sorts of really cool social signals. But most importantly, we are attracting the search engine spider. Okay. So the spider is just simply software that will come and go from one link to another link to another link to another link. Okay. Just like a regular spider would on a web. We do this within minutes because we call this jiggling the web. This is something that I learned from a guy early 2000s. His name is Michael Campbell, and I was in his mastermind group for search engine optimization. He called this technique jiggle the web. Okay. And it worked really, really well back then, and it still works today. All right. So the idea is that search engine spiders are just like regular spiders. So when they in a regular web, right, a spider can sense exactly what strand is jiggling. Okay, when a fly flies into the web, let's say. Okay, so his process back then was to make sure that these websites, right, were hooked into Google, and we let Google know right away that this is the way to come back to the website. And when it does that, it's going to spider the links that, by the way, go back to many, many landing pages. Okay. I'm going to draw a couple of different arrows out here to illustrate multiple landing pages, not just one landing page. Okay. Okay. So just this process right here can easily rank your website. Now, how do you supercharge that? Okay. You supercharge it by then using a network of websites. Okay. This is typically guest blogs. Okay. When you put your content out there, okay, these articles, and you share them out on to other websites, or you write new content and you share them out on other websites and they link back to your website. That's how you build a powerful backlink network. Okay. Next thing is right here, what I call branded links. These are citations these days. These are links that are on directories. These are links that then just simply link back to the homepage of your website. Okay. So these are the powerful links. These are also powerful, but we always link back to the website in those types of links. Okay. So citations, these are like directories like Yelp and Facebook and even Google Business Profile, used to be Google My Business, right? All of those places list your name, address, phone number, and your website. Okay. Make sure your website is exactly the same. So if it's https www.roofingsites.com, make sure that that's what is in every single one of those directory citations. Okay. And all we do is do this every single month. Okay. We add more articles and add more landing pages on a quarterly basis. We add 400 landing pages to every single one of our clients every single quarter. So this is basically the recipe that we've used. We've tweaked things here and there. And in fact, this network over here, right, these power links, we now use a network of news websites to syndicate our articles out to. So similar to this over here, but we, use like Fox and Fox News type websites. All of the local syndications need content. And if we give them helpful content for them and their viewers, right, to consume on their website, then they reward us by letting us put a link back in. So anyways, that's a super powerful technique. All right, so let's get into a couple of other things here, okay? So in my opinion, SEO, search engine optimization, ranking on Google specifically, comes down to two things: links and content. And it has for the past 20 plus years, okay? Again, nowadays, we also have a third piece there, which is engagement, right? And that's where, are your blog articles getting shared out? Are they getting liked on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and stuff like that? You could fake that, but it's really hard to fake that. So I think that's why Google has put that into their whole algorithm, base. Okay. So let's talk now about what a landing page is. We talked about it, but we didn't really go into specifics. All right. A landing page is, in my mind, keyword plus location. Okay. So let's say roofing company, College Station, roofer, College Station, roofing, Bryan, right? Roofing company, Bryan, Texas, right? Those are all different landing pages, in my opinion. And when I see SEOs and a lot of roofing companies, what they'll do is they'll put one single page for roofing, on their entire website, and then keyword stuff, all of the locations inside of that page. That's just the wrong way to go about this. Okay. The right way is to create a singular page that matches up with the keyword plus the location for each one of those. Okay. So what is that structure? Here's the structure for a landing page. Number one, you have to have a title. The title is typically the first H1 on the page. What is an H1? That's a heading 1 tag. Okay. This is what you are telling. This is one of the biggest signals to Google of what your website, what your web page, is about. Okay. So if it's about roofing company, College Station, okay, then that should be right top the very first H1 that the Google spiders get to. Okay. Next is in the introduction. This is the introduction paragraph. You want to make sure that you include your keyword as close as possible to the very front of the paragraph. Okay. And I like to use like, hey, are you looking for a roofing company in College Station? That's typically what we put in that very first paragraph. Okay. Number two, right? It's actually number three, have an image in there. Okay. And here's one of the hacks that we use here is that this is not just an image. This isn't just a stock photo. This is your image. This is from your roofers, okay, that are going out and taking pictures on job sites. Because guess what? Google and Apple, right? Both of those, the Android and the iOS, they embed the location inside of every single picture that you take. It's kind of creepy. However, that the latitude and longitude are embedded in the metadata for each one of those pictures. So if you put a true image, your image that you took of a roof, right, being either worked on or of the end result, doesn't matter which one, okay, from somewhere in College Station, Texas, guess what? Google's going to go, hey, that image was in College Station, Texas. And then if you name it Roofing Company College Station and you put in the alt tags, right? And in WordPress, it's real easy to do this. It literally says alt when you upload an image. You simply put in image of Roofing Company in College Station, Texas. Okay. You put all of those things together to really optimize that first image that Google's going to see. Then number four, you give it some supporting paragraphs. I use the AI DA model, attention, interest, desire, action for pretty much any kind of one of these landing pages. Okay, if you're not sure what that is, just look it up. It's real easy model to go through. But and then you want to put your secondary keyword. You might have a secondary keyword, so roofer would be a secondary keyword in this case, right? So roofing company and roofer in College Station, put those in the H2s and the H3s, right? Those are heading 2s and heading 3s through kind of sprinkled throughout the page itself. You want to have some more images, some more of the images that you took, okay, that your staff took from all of the different areas that you are servicing. Okay, put those in on this page. Put even more paragraphs in there, right? Including NLP and relevant contextual keywords, right? These are just basically different keywords, right? Like I just said, right? Roofer, roofing company, right? Roofing firm, right? Whatever. I don't know. There's like a million of these things. Okay, mix those in there, kind of sprinkle them in. Okay, don't make it to where you put roofing company College Station, 100 times in that text, because Google's not really going to like that. It's called keyword stuffing. Okay. Have an outro with a call to action. I love call to actions. Okay. This is things like, if you need help with your roofing, call, whatever your phone number is. Okay. And put those in, I like them in headings. Okay. So H2s and H3s. For that, put your meta title and your meta description in on that page. Don't worry too much about the actual description itself. Google threw that out a long time ago as a ranking factor. However, what I'd like to do on the description is make sure that, yes, it does include the keyword, but it matches the search, okay, the searcher's intent. So if someone does a search for a roofing company in College Station, the very first sentence, right, inside of the meta description says, are you searching for roofing company in College Station? Great. We'd love to help you. And this is where you put a little bit more about yourself. You're limited on the amount of characters that you can put in there nowadays. So just keep it short and sweet. Add your phone number and add a click here to learn more. Okay. Just to get them, because that meta description now is just simply what is shown on the Google search engine result page. And if you add a call to action to that meta description, it actually calls them to actually click through into the website, which, by the way, might also be a ranking factor of click-through rates, right, off of their pages, because they want to present the best results that they possibly can to their users. Okay. Add the keyword inside of the title of the meta title itself. This is what shows up in the tab, or actually in typically the text on the search engine result page on the SERP. Okay. So roofing company, College Station, make sure that is in the meta title. That's really easy to do inside of WordPress. Okay. Next one is include 1 to 2 internal links and external links. Okay. So internal links, let's talk about that. What I like to do is link to the next page in the series. So if it's roofing company in College Station, I'm going to link to somewhere in there, roofing company in Bryan, Texas, roofing company in Hearn. These are all little, Bryan is a pretty bigger city here. in the Bryan College Station area, but Hearn is a little bit smaller of an outlier, right? But it's all within the roofing company's service area. Okay, so we're going to link to all of those different pages that way. External links, these are things like NRCA, RCAT, any association that you are involved with. Put that link in there, put an image, and put that link going out there. That proves the trustworthiness and the authority of this page to Google. Okay. It's like, oh, they're members of the NRCA. They need to be ranked above these other people who don't have those links. Okay. And make sure that you link to your actual directory listing. We do on our website. If you go to roofingsites.com and scroll all the way down, I don't know, about 3/4 of the way down, you'll see our associations that we are involved with. That's the NRCA, RCAT, HARCA, and we are also a veteran-owned business. Okay. All of those link out to the places that prove, hey, this is the proof, right, that we are members of this association. I didn't talk about this, but when I first start to try to rank a website, I first want to go and audit all of the pages that are ranking now, right? I mentioned that in my story earlier, that's what I did. Now I do the same thing. We go and look, we do an audit for your competitors and see, do each of their landing pages that are ranking, how many words do they have on that page, right? Do they have images? Do they have videos? Do they have, certain things that might be helping them to rank on those pages? Okay. Put those in your pages, because guess what? Search engine optimization is literally king of the hill, right? If you ever played that game as a kid, I know I loved it on the jungle gyms, right? You try to knock your competitors off of the jungle gym and you'd be placed up there. Search engine optimization is the exact same thing. You have to outdo your competition in every point that you possibly can, whether that's backlinks, whether that is on-page search engine optimization, whether that is putting in images like I'm talking about, right, to show Google what your service area is, anything like that. You want to make sure that you're putting that kind of stuff in, okay? Infographics, charts, you'll see here, I've got a few ideas. You also want to match how many words, or actually outdo how many words that they've got on those pages, okay? If they've got 1,000, I would put 2,000. If they've got 500, I'd put 1,000, okay? Match that as best as you can and outdo them. Now, last one, use tools to make this all easier. There's all sorts of tools out there, and we can go into that later in the Q&A, and I can show you some of those tools. How do we actually go about doing search engine optimization? Okay, one, before I even get into the actual nuts and bolts, right? We've gone over the page structure. We've gone over what to do. No, and remember, this comes in from that story from earlier. This is a process. This is like dieting, okay? This is something that you do today that is going to affect you 6 months from now. If your SEO is on point, maybe it affects us 3 months from now. Or even better, sometimes for the longer tail keywords, right, it will affect you really, really quickly, right? So here's what we do. This is my recommendation and this is exactly what we do here at roofingsites.com. All right. Number one, build your service and location pages. Okay. We've talked in length about this, and we just told you how to structure those pages. Build those things first. Okay. Number two, speed up your website. Get good hosting. Don't put it on something like GoDaddy.com. Their hosting is horrible. Okay. Get something good like WP Engine. They focus on hosting WordPress websites. Okay. There's a couple of others out there. We have one that was actually built by a buddy of mine in a mastermind group that I'm in, because he got tired of WP Engine and some of the other hosting companies out there that were not focusing a couple of years ago on speed, right? His team actually literally for every single one of our websites, they go in, if we add an image that is not optimized, guess what? The next day they go in and optimize that image, right? So make it super, super fast. Okay. So my point here is get rid of the cheap hosting, get rid of the $10 a month, $5 a month packages, spend the money on the $50 a month packages. Okay. That's what we do for our clients. And I highly, highly recommend that you do it, because the second that we did that, we started skyrocketing all of our rankings. It's not that our hosting was bad before, but by going onto a super fast service, it has massively helped rankings. Okay. Number three, build backlinks. Okay. These are citations, things like Google and Yelp and Facebook and anywhere that, there's all sorts of directories that you can go and put your information in that will link back to your website. Pay attention in the roofing industry to the local, national, and regional associations. Okay. So here in Texas, we've got RCAT, Roofing Contractors Association of Texas. We've also got, since we're near Houston, we joined HARCA, which is the Houston Area Roofing Contractors Association. Okay. So we have links from both of those websites that link back to us. Okay. We have our name, address, and phone number exactly the same as it is inside of Google in there as well. Okay. This provides huge signals to Google that you are an expert, an authority, and trustworthy. Okay. Next one. And this is kind of a secret. Okay. This is what I tell people sometimes is that, hey, there are typically organizations around your area that you want to get links back from. Okay. You definitely want the easy ones like Chamber of Commerce, Better Business Bureau. Okay. Whatever other organizations that you're involved with, maybe that's Rotary, or maybe that is Kiwanis or something like that, right? Get a link to your website from that page to yours. Okay. And the secret one are sponsorships. Okay. If, let's say that you donate money to the local Little League, make sure that you get a link from that local Little League's page to your page. Put your logo on there and link back to your home page with that. That provides massive, massive, massive signals. I had a client that did this, and he sponsored we're here in College Station, which is the home of Texas A&M University. He sponsors and still does it to this day and outranks all of his competition with this one backlink. Okay. He sponsors the Aggie Biking Club. Okay. And on their website, which by the way is an .edu, right? His little banner links back to his homepage. That's all he has to do. That literally is beyond the on-site SEO. That is the only backlink that he has ever gotten other than Chamber of Commerce and Better Business Bureau and all that kind of stuff. And it just has always amazed me that he outranks all of his competition. And by the way, he is a criminal lawyer here in College Station. He's competing with probably about 200 criminal lawyers, right? Just for that top spot. And he kills them all with that one backlink. So super, super important thing to do. Create blogs that link back to the service and location pages, right? Do this on a regular basis. We talked about this already, but do this for all of our clients. We do 4 per month because it seems to be the sweet spot. 2 is okay, but 4 is better. If you really, really are in a competitive area like, DFW that has like 2,000 roofing companies in that area, right? Then you might need to put a little bit more into it. And part of that little bit more might be more blogs. Okay. When we have had a hard time ranking sites, we throw more blogs, more content at Google, more search engine spider food at Google. And they reward us typically by ranking in those more competitive areas. In between that and also better backlinks. Okay. Share blogs on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, Instagram, Google Business Profile at a minimum. Okay. So meaning that when you publish them on your site, you're then going and sharing them out on all of these social networks. Again, that's to get those search engine spiders to your website. Okay. And this is our secret. We syndicate those blogs on news websites. Okay. That's been a game changer by doing that right there. Okay. Do all of this in this order. That's my recommendation. Here it is. Are y'all ready? You want to do some SEO audits, live audits? I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Katie says yes. So go ahead and put your website in there and we'll pull it open. I'm going to open up a few tools here. My favorite tool is majestic.com. I use this to audit the backlink profile. Okay. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at your website. Okay. All right. So what I'm looking for here are a few things. One, and actually I'm going to grab this and put it into a few tools and we'll get to those. It's going to test and I'm going to leave them going while it does this. Okay. So let's go back to your website. Number 1, roofing installation and replacement, Wichita, Kansas. Perfect. That's exactly what you want. Okay. If you want to further fine tune that roofing company, right? Wichita, Kansas would be the number 1 keyword I would put in there for the website, for the homepage, sorry. And that's just simply because that's what is the most searched for keyword. Okay. So you want to rank on your front page for the most searched for keyword in your area. And we just know that because, we do tons of ads. The very first number one on every single one of the ads, that search keyword is roofing company. Okay. Or roofer. One of those two words right there. Okay. So I would change the title. Let me see. Scroll down through here. I like the website. Okay. So recommendations is, those interior pages, those keyword plus service pages, right? I don't necessarily see those here, and that doesn't mean that they don't exist. But if I can't find them, if I'm going through and looking at the website, I don't see a sitemap down here. That's one of the things that I would highly recommend is put a link to your sitemap down in the bottom. And that way Google can get to every single one of the pages on your website, right? Because if you don't link to it, it can't find it. Okay. So this is the roofing installation page. Let me go to the plain roofing page. It doesn't want to go. So that's not a real page. It's on that link. Okay. So I would make that a link and make that go to roofing in Wichita, Kansas. Okay. But this one, let's talk about this one. All right. This is an interior page, roofing and installation replacement, Wichita, Kansas. That's the same exact keyword, by the way, that was on the, that y'all looked like you were optimizing for the homepage. So you might have some conflict there, with Google. They might be going, okay, well, which one is the right page I should rank? Is it this page or the homepage? Okay. So make the homepage roofing company then. And we're, this page, the roofing installation and replacement. So what I like to use here is a little tool called SEO Menu. Okay. And this is just a little plugin that installs. It's free. You can install it on your website, in Chrome. And they have this little tool right here where it says analyze on page SEO. Okay. You can go to any page on the internet and check all sorts of cool things. Like right here, you have 861 words. Okay. 10,602 keywords. This is your title. This is your description, right? I like it. I like the description. Call us for roofing. I would, instead of call us, because there's no phone number right there, I would say click here for more information. Get them to come to the page. Okay. Inside of the meta descriptions. H1, H2, H3s. We can show all of the headings this way. Okay. So roofing installation, if that is what we are wanting to be ranked on, I would definitely have H2s and H3s that also say roofing installation and replacement, right? I don't see an H1, right? So remember that should be this one right here. This should be an H1 tag. Okay. And the rest should be H2s and H3s, because semantically, the way that HTML was originally built, and I'm going to geek out here for a second. The way that HTML was originally built was semantically that the H1 tells everybody what that page is about, and the H2s and H3s are supporting that H1. Okay. For instance, if you want this page to be known for roofing installation and replacement, right, in Wichita, Kansas, by the way, it's missing that. Okay. Then this should be an H1, okay, of roofing installation and replacement. And then I would have an H2 of roofing installation in Wichita, Kansas, and then another H2 further down the page, roofing replacement in Wichita, Kansas. Okay. And actually, in my opinion, roofing installation is one keyword. Roofing replacement is a separate keyword. Okay. So those should be two different pages. All right. And Google will reward you by saying, okay, well, if someone types in roofing installation, they're going to send them to the roofing installation page. Roofing replacement, then roofing replacement will be another page. Make sure that you've got, supporting text that also has, those keywords in it, right? So down through here, you want to sprinkle in, and you have here roof replacement, right? But where is roof installation, right? So you want to have that. And here you go. In this paragraph, we got that. So that's good. These images look like not stock photos. So that's good. Are these stock photos? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So I would replace those again with those images that your foreman are taking with their iPhones or Androids. Okay. Replace those to give the signals to Google. These are all good. These are all good. Definitely replace all of these images. I like this serving. We're new. That's fine. Totally cool. Serving Wichita, Kansas, your hours, contact us. Make sure that this matches your listing on Google Business Profile. Okay. So I'm going to go and search your company, Heritage Exteriors, Wichita, Kansas. Okay. So when I say your name, address, and phone number, right, your citations throughout the internet, you want to make sure that it matches up exactly with this, and it starts with your website. Okay. So for instance, 3351 West Central Avenue with a dot, right? We have the same thing here, West Central Ave, right? Yep. Without a dot, though, on the Google Business Profile. So take the dot out on this right here. Okay. Wichita, Kansas. That's good. And 67203. 67203. Good. Make sure that this number matches up with the phone number that is listed here. 316-706-5788. Nope, different phone number. Okay, so let's make sure that that matches up also down over here. What we're trying to do is match everything up to give Google the signals that you belong in this area. If something is off, right, they don't know how to rank you. Okay, so make sure that all of that stuff works or is the same. Okay, so that's kind of an on-page, really quick audit. But if you go to seochecklist.roofingsites.com, you'll be able to download our checklist that we use internally for every single website. Okay, that should be able to help you do all of this internal auditing that you need to do. Okay, next is your Google Business Profile. You want to make sure these days, these two things go together. Okay, I don't do search engine optimization, i.e. rank in or try to get ranked in the organic area, which is right here. Okay, I don't try to get ranked there without trying to get ranked on the Google My Business for any website. Okay, they are both together. They are both symbiotic. So we want to make sure that this is optimized as much as you possibly can. So with that being said, let's look at that real quick. All right, there are a few things that I see here. Okay, first of all, let's add your services. This would be all of your services, including, gutters, siding, windows, doors, roofing replacement, roof repair. Those should be all listed right here inside of Google Business Profile. Okay. Number 2, start adding your pictures, okay, to this section with all of those signals that you're giving to Google. You have a few images here, and that's great. Let's add a lot more. Like I'm talking every single job. Make sure your foreman is taking pictures of every single job. Okay. Drop them into a Google Drive folder for you so that you can put them up all over the place, because that's providing massive signals to Google of where your service area is. So, and this is part of it, a huge part of it. Okay. We shoot for 100 plus photos at least, right? If you're doing 100 plus jobs per year, you need 100 plus photos on your website, inside of Facebook, inside of Twitter, LinkedIn, Google My Business, Google Business Profile right here, Instagram. All of those places provide massive signals that, hey, this is our service area, Google, right? And they reward you by ranking you. Okay. The other thing that we do with all of ours, here's the other big ranking factor right here is getting more Google reviews. Okay. I noticed I did an audit a couple of years ago of 1,000 different roofing companies. And I went through the top roofing companies listed on roofingcontractor.com. I went through every single one of their websites, their Facebooks, their Google Business Profiles. Back then it was Google My Business. We went through all of that stuff. And what I noticed is that the folks that were ranking the most, the folks that had a higher revenue were ranking the highest. And they were ranking the highest in the organic area as well as over here on Google Business in the maps, okay, in the 3-pack. When we talk about these things, right, this right here is called the 3-pack because there are 3 organic listings, okay, for maps. And then there typically, sometimes, maybe not always, is an ad, okay? These are called local service ads right here. And typically in between the local service ads and in the maps area is typically like just regular Google ads, right? Local service ads, that's part of the reach. I would highly recommend that you guys have that. You're not here. I don't see you on the first page of organically, inside of the SEO area. So really, your company doesn't exist at this point on Google, and Google is the number one place to be. There are 4 spots. There's local service ads. That's the Google guarantee. There are ads, which typically is in between here, but I guess they're only showing on this search right here. Google Maps, right here, and then organic. You've got 4 different places to take up space on side of the Google search engine result page. This is the most important simply because this matches the buyer's highest buyer intent. They're literally searching for your services, right? By going to Google to try to find help. Okay. They're not going to Facebook to go find that. They're not going to Instagram to go find that. Those places are important, but for the most part, I tell every roofer that I come across, that I talk with, that I help with, focus on Google first. Okay. Dominate there, and then move on to something like Facebook ads or Twitter ads or LinkedIn ads or anything like that. Okay. Make sure you're dominating completely on Google, right? That's the number one priority. Okay. So let's look at your backlink profile so that your backlinks, right, are, as we talked about earlier, are super, super important, right? So I use this tool, majestic.com, to find what backlinks do my competitors have? What backlinks do my clients have, right? Before we even start out. So if you notice here, there are 2 factors here. Okay. You've got trust flow of 2, which means you're not a very trusted website. And then a citation flow, which means the amount of links that are linking to your website. Okay. If I do this same thing for, I don't know, I'll put in roofingcontractor.com, right? That's trust flow of 25 and 47. They rank for a lot of stuff because they have massive backlinks that are coming back to their site. If I put something in even bigger, let's say Facebook. Okay, so if you look at facebook.com, right, they have a trust flow of 98, right, and 99. And your website had what, a 2 and a 25, right? So making a priority to get those local backlinks is super important, like Better Business Bureau, like Chamber of Commerce, any organizations that y'all belong to whatsoever, including NRCA, whatever the Kansas Roofing Contractors Association, join them, get a backlink from their website to yours, okay? Any sponsorships, anything like that, just start working on getting more and more very trusted backlinks. All right, so let's go over to our mobile friendly test. This is a tool, right, that Google came out with, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, that you can throw your website into. It'll tell you whether your website is mobile friendly or not. And that was when the algorithm shifted 2 or 3 years ago, that basically they wanted everyone to be mobile. They were going to a mobile first search engine. And so they wanted to make sure that everyone that they ranked was mobile. Okay. So this was a little tool that they created and still maintain. So it obviously it tells me that it's an important factor. Okay. But y'all's is mobile friendly. So that's good. Page speed insights. This was the other tool that they built that helps us to know whether your page is fast. Okay. And what's slowing it down. Okay. They built this prior to them rolling out the algorithm change that came at the beginning of last year in 2022, that basically, you had to have a fast website, and we already went over all that. So you can use this tool to see it. On mobile, you have scored a 47 out of 100. There are a few things that you can do in here. It literally tells you exactly what to do right down over here. Reduce the unused JavaScript on the web page, reduce unused CSS, all that kind of stuff. This is what our hosting geeks do for us. They go through and optimize for us and our clients. But this gives you the list of exactly what you need to do right here. Okay. Desktop is a little bit better, 80 out of 100, and so it tells you here also exactly what you need to do in order to get it faster. Now, I use this tool to check your citations. Okay. So basically what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to go right over here to Google Business Profile, grab your address exactly as it is there, grab exactly the name that you have right here. And last thing, we're going to grab the zip code, check it. So take a second or two, not very long. Okay. So what this tool does is it checks all of these major directories. And in this tool's mind, these are all the directories that your website should have citations for. If you use their tool, put it in there, and pay for it, it'll help you list in all of these places. It shows that 73% of these are missing, 18% of them are incorrect, and only 9% of them are correct of your citations. Okay, so we can go through here and look at them. So these are all correct: hours, photos, and address matches up. Although what's funny, and I see this from time to time, is that remember we were saying AVE, right? And that's what shows on Google over here, but even it's right here showing that it's Avenue, you know. So not sure which one to use and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we recreated Facebook pages and other social media. Haven't linked them yet. Yeah, definitely do that, and make that a priority if you want to rank. Okay, to actually do that. So all of those are listings not found. The name, so it highlights it in red. What's missing or not correct. Okay, it's Heritage Exteriors, and remember, we have Heritage Exteriors and Roofing and Exteriors. Okay, so we want to make sure that matches up. So you just go to uscity.com and you can just click on this right here and it'll take you directly to that listing. Listing not found in a lot of places. Heritage Exteriors, again, in this website, iGlobal, where to, so if you pay for this tool, I'm not sure how much it is anymore. I'm going to say it's like $140 a year. You just get it and fill in the information. It'll help you claim all of these and set them up. Okay. All right. And you're saying had a company change, it used to be Heritage Exteriors, and yeah, now it's a Roofing and Exteriors. Okay. Does that just need to be updated in all those places that are red? Yes, but if you use a tool like this, it'll help you do all that stuff. Okay. So what this tool does is this submits all of these to the major aggregators of all of these, and then all of these different places pick it up eventually. Okay. When I say eventually, it's typically like a month down the road that they'll start picking up all of these citations. Okay. So this is exactly what we use in-house, for all of our clients. We do all this stuff for our clients. Since you stayed to the end, go ahead to seochecklist.roofingsites.com to download the checklist that we use internally. Ross just put it into the chat. Number 2, get my book. I am the author of The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. I forgot to say that at the beginning. This is 336 pages of my knowledge in the digital marketing industry and really geared towards roofers. Okay. Just go to go.roofingsites.com. Oh, by the way, go there. I'm going to send it to you for free. Okay. I'm going to give you a complete copy for free. I do this as part of my big, hairy, audacious goal, which is to double the size of 100 roofing companies before 2028. This is one of the ways that I am doing that. I'm giving this book away for free to any roofing company owner that wants to learn their own how to do digital marketing for their own company. Okay, so what now? All right. If you're tired of wasting time and money with ineffective marketing, chasing your tail, you need a system that helps make more sales. You'd love to know how all this stuff works. However, if you're busy, you'd rather have someone do that for you. Let us help you. Book a strategy session with me. Just go to roofingsites.com/schedule to schedule a time to go over all of your marketing. I will audit every single bit of your marketing that I know of right now of how to get to online. And I'll show you where the holes are in your online marketing and get you to where you can get more leads and sales today, tomorrow, the next year, because our goal, again, is to help you double the size of your company. And the way to do that is to get your marketing right. Okay. All right. Hopefully this was valuable enough for y'all. All right. Well, thank y'all for coming to the webinar, and we're just going to wrap it up at this point. Thanks for showing up. Bye, y'all.